Welcome back to Bugs Board Adventures. This week, let's take a look back at my adventure in Australia. Australia, the land down under. It's bordered by Indonesia, East Timor, Papua New Guinea, the Solomon Islands, New Caledonia, New Zealand, and Antarctica to the far south. Don't get it twisted. Australia is huge. Flying from one side of the continent to the other takes almost 6 hours. That's the same as flying from New York to Los Angeles. It's also made up of states, just like here at home. New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania, South Australia, Western Australia, the Northern Territory, Queensland, and the Capital Territory. I've only been to the ones you see here. My first stop was in Sydney, home of the Sydney Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Sydney has about 300 sunny days in a year, so make sure you've got a hat and some sunscreen. You can take a ferry under the Harbour Bridge over to Luna Park for some thrills too. Sydney was kind of like a base for the start of the adventure because we flew from here to New Zealand to do a few things. And then we went on up to Brisbane and Queensland. From Brisbane, you can go to a lot of really neat places. But at the top of my list is the Australia Zoo. Steve Irwin was a great guy and he loved animals. So you shouldn't be surprised to see that all the animals here look happy and healthy. You'll find all the Australian favorites here. Wallabies, kangaroos, koalas, and even benturong, which smells like popcorn. The Crocoseum has daily shows, including the one for the crocodiles that Steve himself worked with and rescued. Unfortunately, our flight to Adelaide was cancelled, and we were put on a much later one. It was a disaster. But I got to check out some cool stuff in central Brisbane. When we finally got to Adelaide, it was still a mess, but late at night. Anyways, the next morning, we made the long drive up to Cooper Pedy in the Australian outback. It's a long ride, but I actually spotted 3 emus along the way. In Cooper Pedy, you can stay in a hotel underground. This is because you can get so hot during the day, but it's way cooler beneath the ground. Sadly, because of the delays, we weren't able to do anything in town, other than experiencing staying in an underground hotel, which was really cool. Next time, though, I want to check out the Old Timers Mine and Crocodile Harry's. After a long ride back to Adelaide, we got to visit a chocolate factory the very next morning and try some amazing samples. Sadly, they don't ship to the US. We decided to visit a beach south of Adelaide, which I was a little bit nervous about. Great white sharks, sea snakes, cone snails, and other dangerous marine life live in Australia, so you have to be very careful. I did get bit, but it was some kind of sea lice according to the local woman. Phew, I thought it was a jellyfish. After a week in Australia, it was time to head on to Fiji. I gotta say, Australia is a pretty cool place, and I love that it's really similar to home, but also different in the tiniest ways. I can't wait to come back again. There's a lot more to see down under. That's all for now. Catch you later. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my next adventure.